Is your dropshipping store not profitable? Let me rephrase that. I know your dropshipping store is not profitable because of all the questions that you guys ask me on Instagram and in the Discord. So I am making this video a 3-step crash course on how to make your dropshipping business profitable. It's not that difficult, right? The business of dropshipping is so simple that 12-year-olds do it. And I know 12-year-olds would do it because some of my students are 12-year-olds. And they're not 12, they're like 14. I have some 15 and 16-year-old students that are crushing it. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand the business model. But to put everything together and implement it, it takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of time, and some experience. Lucky for you guys, I've been doing this for 6 years. And I have learned how to make it profitable. So I made this slideshow. Let me just put it in present mode. Alright, here we are. Make dropshipping profitable, right? So let me just show you guys some of my store numbers like this year, this December. So this is one of my stores. This one is a student of mine store that just found a winner right before Christmas, right here, and we scaled up from there. It literally just started. And then this one, I'm sorry. This one is my new store that I have a partner with, and then this one is my old student store. Sorry, they look very similar. They both did 30,000 revenue. Look, he approached me. It was an old student of mine. He approached me and said, "Hey, I found a winner. They need help scaling it." And then we have scaled it since, and we're continuing to scale it into 2024. And I wanted to show you guys his conversion rate here. That's my dog. I wanted to show you guys his conversion rate here, which is 2.56. You know, very, very good conversion rate. Anything above 1% is good in my opinion. But yeah, those are my numbers, guys. I don't always show these in videos, but I guess people that are new to the channel, I guess I need to show a little bit of credibility. So there's that. All right, no more numbers. Let's talk about important parts of the business. So I broke this up into 3 different parts: step 1, step 2, and step 3. And if you do all of these somewhat half decent, you can have a profitable store. If you do these really, really good, you can have a very, very profitable store. And then if you know how to do these very well, you can make a profitable store over and over and over again. And that's the ultimate goal, right? To have multiple stores, all generating revenue and profits every single day. So starting off with product research, the most important part of the business. And I get most of my questions, I think, from product research and having people review products and whatnot. And yeah, a lot of it does come from like intuition and experience. The biggest tip that I can give anyone is to just never test saturated products. Just don't do it. It's very hard to make it work, and if it does work, it's not going to work very long. So then you're just in a loophole of testing saturated products, making some sales, maybe breaking even, maybe making a little bit of profit, and then just having them die out. It's because they're saturated, and every other dropshipper like you is looking at these same products and testing these same products. So step 1, just never test saturated products, ever. Number 2, high margins equal easier to scale. You can do low ticket drop shipping and have low margins, high volume. Very, very difficult. I never do that. I never have done it before. I've always had products that had at least a $20 margin. That's not even high margin. I think if your break-even CPA can be above 50, it is so much, I know it is so much easier to test and scale. And then in between 20 and 50 is good. Above $50 break-even CPA in your margin, it's incredible. And you will be so much happier as a media buyer and as a marketer, right? You can spend more to get a sale. It's just that simple. Private suppliers for economies of scale. If you don't know what the economies of scale is, it means that you can buy more at a cheaper price. And you can't do this if you're just buying off of AliExpress, or if you're, ordering from CJ or Deezer or something. You need a private supplier. lucky for you, everyone that works with me gets access to my private supplier, or you can go watch one of my videos where I show you exactly how to find private suppliers. It's on my channel. I think it's called like 7-Day Fast Shipping, but you need a private supplier. They can also give you products too, and it's just a good relationship to have, someone you can trust and that can ship your orders fast and give you a fair price, usually cheaper than AliExpress, and faster shipping time. So if you're taking this seriously, you need a private supplier, plain and simple. And then out of all the product research methods there are, and every single one works, it just depends on how you use them. And for me, like, I don't like using tools. I'm not good with tools, like paid tools. So I just always use the Facebook ads library, and I think it's the best method, and my students think it's the best method as well. So go ahead and mess around with that. It's literally just all ads that are active and inactive are in the library. You just have to find them. And you can find untapped products, right? Only a couple people selling them, and that's when you can hop on the trend early and test those products. They're basically proven for you. Okay, so moving on to step number 2, which is store creation, right? Once you have a product, you need to make a store, and then you're running ads, which we'll talk about last. But for store creation, you can either go with a one product store or a general store, and the answer is both of them work. One of these, this store on the right, my student store, this is actually a general store. And when he was working with me, we did one product stores, but he always had his general store open, so he just went back to it, and it's fine. General stores work. It's just takes a bit more time to create and manage, I guess. Either one works, but one product stores are just faster and easier to change and switch up products. So I personally use one product stores, but you can do whatever. And then less is more. So I think simple stores perform better. I mean, look at Apple. Everything is very simplistic. They obviously have a lot more products than a one product store. But everything about Apple is simple. Google, super simple. The easier the customer journey is on your website, the better. So many people try to go overboard with these buttons, these scarcity tactics, these copywriting, just a mess copywriting, colors, all that. I think it's not important at all. I think it comes down to the product is the most important. So focus on that, and just focus on having a simple black and white and one accent color store. So I just talked about color scheme, black and white, with one accent color. I do that every single time. And then your logo creation is very, very important. Your name and logo are very important, and you can come up with a name, like a very broad name, for example, Amazon, right? It can mean anything. Those are fine, but you need to have a good, simple logo, and just use Canva. I have Canva Pro, but you don't need Canva Pro. You can just make logos on Canva, make 5 of them, and pick the cleanest one. Keep it simple. I don't add any extra clip art. I just have the name, or sometimes even just the initial of the store. Like, for example, for our Ecom, you can just do VE. You can have a logo that's just V and E with a good font, and it'll look clean. It'll make sense. Your domain is Viral Ecom and your logo is VE. It just super simple. Okay, let's talk about step number 3, which is once you have your product, once you have your store, you need to run ads. And unless you're doing organic, which I never do organic, so wrong channel. But for media buying, in my opinion, the top 2 are Facebook and TikTok, and Google. Google's up there too. But for testing, you guys are going to be either testing on Facebook or TikTok, and I recommend every single person watching this channel in this video to test on Facebook and to ditch TikTok until TikTok proves that it actually uses machine learning and AI to better optimize campaigns like Facebook is. TikTok has never done that in my experience, and I've scaled to 500K on a store with TikTok ads, and I constantly had to make new campaigns every single night, and it was a pain in the ass to manage. So Facebook, on the other hand, is better, more consistent, and you don't have to do all that. So that's why I have done Facebook the past 5 months strictly, and then all of 2024 focusing on Facebook. With Facebook, you have one campaign structure, super simple to set up. I have other videos talking about this, but the one campaign structure is optimal and has produced me the most consistent results. and easier to scale and easier to manage. Overall, win-win-win. And then again, broad targeting with Facebook. TikTok, you can test behaviors and interests and stuff, but on TikTok and Facebook, broad targeting works the best across the board. So if you're testing a new product, or if you have a winning product right now and you're using interest, try out broad targeting. It'll probably get you cheaper CPMs, lower frequency, and hopefully a better ROAS. And with Facebook, I just haven't noticed creative fatigue. Not nearly as much as TikTok, where I've seen in some cases you have to test new creatives every week, every 2 weeks to TikTok. With Facebook, I have some accounts that are running the same ad, literally the same exact ad for over 5 months, in some cases a year. Same exact ad. So I don't really believe in creative fatigue. I just think that if your creative is fatiguing, that it can't scale past whatever your budget is. So if you lower the budget, it would perform fine. But obviously you want to scale and spend more. And that's where you need to have a good creative, not necessarily if you're facing creative fatigue. All right, guys, so that was the steps 1, 2, and 3. If you focus on all of those, I can guarantee you can make your dropshipping store profitable. It just takes time and effort and skill, and that all comes with time. So the next steps, guys, I have a free Discord community, link in the bio. I host a free weekly call every single Monday in there. It's a 30-minute Q&A, so you can just come on there and ask me questions. It's completely free. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. And then if you guys want an extra step, I do offer paid coaching. I have a school community. Yes, right there, school video access. I have 50 plus lessons in there, and weekly coaching calls with me. That is my dog. And then there's product reviews. I review your product list, and then you get weekly calls as well. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I hope it helped, and happy New Year's, and I'll see you in 2024.